Are you tired of that watered down gospel? Are you looking for a straightforward message with no punches pulled? Then welcome to High Octane with your host, Cindy Flowers.
Hey, good morning, and welcome to another broadcast of Octane. Thanks for joining me today. First off, I want to give a big thank you for all your prayers for last week for Thursday. I got the oral defense, and uh, it went beautifully. It was surprisingly so smooth that, I could just feel the presence of God there through the whole thing. And it was so peaceful, so comfortable, and it went so smoothly that I was almost like wanting to question it. That's why it's like, how you could just feel the presence of God around it. So I thank you. And I did successfully complete it. They accepted my argument. And so uh, thank you very, very much. And so I'm officially now a doctor. So we don't have to say doctor candidate anymore. I want to get into this. And I'm going to talk a little bit about myself, which I really don't like to do, but I want to share it because people need to know it. They need to really grasp it because I didn't, and it wasn't until really I got into stepped into the doctorate program is when I really started to feel uh, the pressure and feeling God at work. When I got into, let me back up a little bit. I it's been a fight, um, and a journey and an adventure all in one through this. What had happened is I had started my doctorate program to finish up the pastoral counseling. However, they put me into the EDD, is more of just the community and education side of counseling versus the divinity side, the church side of it. And so what I did is I didn't realize that I was in the wrong program. I think I'm frozen here. Let's fix this. Let's fix this here. See if there I am. Am I unfrozen? Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. You know, technical issues. Anyway, I was in the wrong program. So I wrote my advisor and called them and went through all this hurdles in there to get me into the correct pastoral program. So while that was happening, I misunderstood what my academic advisor had told me, and she was saying to me that these classes, because I'm going into a new program, that the classes I'm taking now, because I had to take them, those just the two, and then I could start the new program that following semester. Well, she said, well, you can't, those classes aren't going to matter. You can't transfer them over for credits for the new program. So they're really not going to matter. They're not going to matter. Yeah. And I do very well. Honestly, I did very well. It's not going to matter anyway. So why should I all my energy? And I did a horrible job. But it was like it's um it's not gonna matter, so it's no big deal. Well, it was a big deal, and where I misunderstood was as uh my GPA mattered. I had no credits for either class. Immediately, I got these emails thrown at me that I am on academic suspension, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I've never had that happen to me before. I've always been in good standing, always, the Lord." Um, and I was freaking out because now it was affecting my financial aid. So I'm like, "What do I got to do? What happened? What went wrong? It was your GPA?" And I said, "Well, these classes weren't going to matter. They weren't over or anything." And so they explained to me, no, the classes will, your GPA will. And then like, oh no. So I had to fill out this agreement and that I was going to get back up to the 3 point um, by such and such a time. And they gave me, and so I had to achieve an A or a B in every class I took, but they said try for the A as best as you can because that will get my GPA out. So that meant I had to get an A. Every class I had to get an A. I had to. And the more A's I got, then I could get a B in there. And that's what I do. And I could just feel myself, just slowly clawing myself out of this hole that I put myself in. I had to deal with the consequences. And it happened to be that hard work and everything, it's still rough. There was still that gap there, and they said, Cindy, you're going to have to do a retake of a class, of one of the classes that you failed. And you're only allowed in the doctorate program, you're only allowed to retake one class for the whole program, and you're only allowed to get one C. So it's hard work. It is. And so I thought, okay, I'm going to have to do it. I'm going to have to do it. Took my one retake ticket, my pass, whatever you want to call it. And I used it to retake one of the classes that I failed because of my behaviors. And I ended up, that was one of I think the last class I had to take that would zoom me up back into the 3.0 and further. And I got an A in that. I went from a zero, a fail, to an A. And that shot me right back up. So here now I'm back in good standing. Then comes in the heart of my program now, because you took your cognate classes, your 4 cognates. Then after you're done with them, then you go right into the micro projects, 4 micro projects. Some of them were fun, like my blogging was fun. I learned how to do a blog web. My article critique, I'm going to talk about that one because it pertains to what we're going to talk about today. The article critique, I thought it was like an annotated bibliography. And so I took it like that. And then I came down sick with a really bad cold. And I just didn't feel like doing it. So I gave him a paper. It wasn't my best paper. I gave him a paper and it was like, my hair. I have the app to my, my schoolwork. and it will go off. Notifications will go off when my teacher, my professor, is grading my papers, and I'm hearing ding, ding. I'm 5-10 minutes after I submit paper. It was so bad. He found it, and he said, "Look, Cindy, I'm going to give you the opportunity to revise this, and I won't dock you for late at all." Like, oh no, this is like a bad penny. It just won't go away. It keeps showing up. I can't stand it. I can't stand it. But something happened within me. I saw this, and I thought, oh gosh, I don't want to do it again. I hate it. But I looked at it, and the professor was strict, but he did bend a little, and I thought, and then it just hit me. The Lord convicted Cindy. You know better than this. You know but and you didn't give us work. And I thought, because he said, I can give you a grade. It's going to be a good one, but I can give you a grade. I could have took that road and said, I don't have to deal. I won't have to deal with it. But then something with me just did not sit right, and I thought, no, I can't. I can't. I gotta fix this. I'm gonna take I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna make it right. I worked and I fixed it to the point where when I submitted it, my professor, this paper is like night and day. And the Lord taught me something through that. And he said, see what's within you. See what you have within you. When you had the opportunity. I did. I had the opportunity to go, I don't care. I don't care if I don't even pass this. I could have done that. But something rose up within me to go, no, do that. And I'm going to do my best work. So I plowed into that and did my very best work. I ended up, I think I got an A on that one. Then there was another one, my passed beautifully. Well, probably be with podcasting here, but my last micro YouTube channel, and it was a disaster. And I could have again walked away from it and said, "It just give me that grade. I'll deal with it. Oh well." And so I saw a 0 because I don't have all the equipment stuff, but I wanted to do it to come out. And I'm going to throw this in. I did to learn how to do a YouTube channel. What I should have taken as a micro project that would have helped me the way that the Lord wanted me was the mid-development plan to set my vision and how I wanted to do the ministry. But no, I wanted to do the YouTube channel project. And I messed it up. I mean, everything else came good. I learned a lot out of it. I learned how to make it, my YouTube channel and stuff. But point being is I didn't listen to what I should to go along with, the plan that God had me on. I'm like, no, I want to do this. So it was like, it reminded me of when the people were saying, well, we want a king, and God's going to me, and like, well, we want a king. So they threw him Saul. Well, you know what? That was a Saul paper. It surely was. But I fixed it. I had to eat it. But I passed it. I recovered everything else. I asked him if I could revise again another video. My problem was I a point to try to teach in a teaching way, and it just wasn't what I was looking for. So I thought, oh man, so I made another attempt, which wasn't any better. But they ended up giving me 20 points more. But at least they saw that I tried. I did try. I thought, I'm not going down like that. And something, again, within inside me said, don't let it go like that. You can do better than this. Do it. Do the hard work. And I did. And then this last class, putting my portfolio together, putting my format and everything. That was tough. It was tough. You wouldn't think so, but you had to go in and edit and go back over, and then you'd submit it, and you would say, oh, well, you still got this to do, and fix this and fix this. And I mean, I was over writing over 500 pages of things, I would, but I just kept climbing. I was not going to stop. And that's what drove me. And that's what I was worried about, because when I thought, oh man, and I want to finish strong, I had a little lower grade because the bigger points came towards the end. Some classes are. So my biggest grade was the oral defense. And I thought, gosh, I'm so nervous. And I went into it. I talked about everything. It was beautiful, and came out of it, and I finished strong. And he just gave me so much encouragement through it all. And I sat down afterwards, and it was surreal. I'm like, it just was surreal. I did it. God did it. And it's almost like I made it to the top of this mountain. And it was like, I can look down at all the hard was when that builds up things that you didn't know that you were there. And this is how you get it changes you. It changes you in your mind. It changes you within you. It changes your faith becomes strong. You become a hard charge. You look at things and go, I'm not afraid. God puts me here. I'm not afraid because I already know what got me through. And you know what? I had that desire and that determination that I'm going to finish. Liberty University has a theme, become a champion for Christ. So I want to share that with you. You can become a champion for Christ. But the title of my show today is Becoming a Champion for Christ. And are you up for it? Can you can you do the? Do you have it within you? And so to talk about this, I'm going to give you the ingredients of how to become a champion for Christ. And so first of all, this is here. And okay, the first one is, what is the biblical definition of a champion? It is one who is through of life and has prevailed. Champions are women, but champions are men whose spiritual armor is blood-stained and battle-tested. They are men who have faced failures, defeats, and successes in life struggles and are still standing in Christ. Jesus is our champion. He is the ultimate champion. That's why we say becoming champions for Christ. So, being able to do that. Okay, what does the regular dictionary say about what is the meaning of a champion? A person who has defeated or surpassed all rivals in a competition. But I'm going to stop it here. Defeated or surpassed all rivals. There's no second. Endurance. The dictionary has endurance is the ability to withstand hardship, or especially the ability to sustain a prolonged effort or activity. the biblical obedience is endurance means getting through the trial without compromising or wavering. If you talk to who has continued with a strong faith, you will find a common theme. In the most difficult time of life, they endured, and they did so by relying on God to be with them. Now, I'm going to explain something right here. That's why you see things where say, let's go back to the storm, the boat. Jesus is in the boat with them. The storm is really, really bad, but Jesus in there with them. And the main part, he calmed the storm. He calmed it. But the mean that is that they were going through, but Jesus was sleeping. Jesus was with you through the storm. And instead of going, I'm going to get you out of the storm, you're not going to learn. What are you going to learn if you get rescued from things all the time, rescued from trials? How will you learn? How will and that's how that it's like being forged in. You're being shaped and molded. You have that fire to be able to bring us in you. But a lot of people that can't, that don't have what it's. Okay, what is the definition of determination? Determination is the act of deciding definitely. Also, the result of such an act of decision, firm or fixed intention to achieve a desired end. A woman of great courage and determination. Fierce, determination to succeed. Okay, remember, what's the biblical term for determination? Spiritual determination galvanizes by centering on the purpose, the value, rather than on negative considerations. In other words, Paul seems to suggest that true determination is a spiritual quality. Determining ourselves to do anything pushes us over spiritual exercise. Okay, discipline. The word discipline is from the Latin word disciplina, meaning instruction and training. It is from the root discere, or training that corrects, molds, or perfects the mental faculties or moral character, a field of study, gained by enforcing obedience or orderly or prescribed conduct or pattern of behavior. Self-control. The biblical definition for discipline in Proverbs and elsewhere in biblical tradition, the basic meaning of correction aimed at the avoidance of moral fault and the acquisition of moral insight. Simply put, discipline is a means to an end. Its purpose is to foster moral integrity. When you're doing something, running a race, my schooling, for instance, you want to finish strong. You have to discipline yourself. You have to get good rest. You have to eat right. You have to exercise. You have to study. You have to study and know your work. You have to do your work. Have it in time. Those types of, drive. Let's see here. Just time here. Okay. Drive. No, not driving a car. Drive. Say that someone has drive, you mean energy nation. John will be best remembered for his drive and enthusiasm. For an example, initiative, push, energy, enterprise, drive, which can also be viewed as an action and commitment. It is going to get you to that goal. And drive is what will keep you going, even when motivated ebbs. Drive essentially is what will keep moving you forward when there's a dip. The biblical definition of drive: urge, impel, or hurry forward, to force, to constrain, to urge, press, or bring to a point or state as a to drive by necessity. When something just really drives you that you're going to do this, you're going to get it done, we're going to do this. We just have that drive to finish, to get through it. All right, this next one is desire. Desire is a strong thing, worthy or unworthy, that attain or possession of something that is, in reality or imagined, within reach. A desire for success implies a deep and imperative wish for something based on a sense of need and hunger, a craving for food, companionship. The biblical definition of desire is to desire usually means to long for, to ask, to demand, may be used in that sense. Okay. It's a reference to, wow, this has been a mountain. I'm in a valley. Now I'm going to be on the mountain. Well, what is the mountain? What is the act of climbing symbolize? What is it? It also symbolizes the ups and downs of our life. It's a journey to the top, race of motivation, patience, and strength. But also, the best feeling is if you reach the top of the hill or a mountain, or when you achieve a goal for which you worked really hard. What is an obstacle or difficult? An obstacle, difficulty, a problem, a barrier, a bar, a snag, a stumbling block, an impediment, obstruction, complication, a handicap, a hindrance, hiccup, headache, a fly in the ointment, a spanner in the works, a monkey wrench in the works. That's what it is. And those are the things you have to, that we want to get over. And the Lord is right there with us to get over it. And the last one, what's a quit? Quits, especially one that gives up too easily. A defeatist, the individual who believes that nothing good will come out of any situation, no matter what. Now, those are all excellent needed qualities for to become a champion for Christ. You have to have that drive. You have to have that desire. It's got to be within you. And yeah, you face hurdles. Those mountains are climb. And you do feel like, man, am I going to be able to do this? But because right with you, he's like, come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. Just like in the military. The one thing that I have to mention, just like in school, just like in the military, you will be made to repeat the lesson over and over and over and over again until you complete it, until you succeed it. You will run to that hurdle and you probably run to the hand and you don't make it. So you come back. You got to run to that hurdle again. And and keep trying and you keep going. And it's like, I've done it. I've been here. I'm tired. I'm sick of it. I don't want to do this anymore. Well, you're not going to get over here unless you get over this hurdle that's going to get you there. And that is where you decide, am I a quitter or a mountain climber, hurdle jumper? Can I jump? Do I have enough desire? Do I have enough drive? Do I have enough determination? Do I have enough discipline that I'm going to my goal? I know God's there with me. And he's like, come on to do it. And you put everything into it. You become that hard charger. after your goals. You chase them hard with everything within you. You know that God is right there with you. You've got the faith and you run it. You fall, you go back again. But guess what? It'll be that one day that you keep trying and you keep trying and you're going to jump it and you're going to go and you're going to turn around and you're going to look behind you. I'm not there anymore. I jumped it. It's over. I did it. I did it. And God did it. And you get back and you get that and go, wow, I'm not there anymore. Move on forward. And you know what? In that time, you get a little bit of that time before the next hurdle, the next mountain. Enjoy. Wow, look where I am. I wanted to be here so badly. I'm here. I'm here. I did it. God, you did it. You did it, God. You got me here. That's the attitude you have to take to a champion for Christ. I'm going to read you something really quickly because I want to get that through. This is what my Dr. Fowlis, he's one of the on the board, last program about the portfolio. And he sent this out for everyone, and it's called a don't quit attitude. You are so close to the finish line as you run this final lap, the finishing touches. It's geared towards my doctor and my portfolio, but I'm going to change the words your goals. Okay, you have at the finish line of your goals. As you run this final lap, putting the finishing touches on your goal and preparing yourself, you have acquired knowledge, developed greater abilities, and taken your thinking skills to a higher level. But one other thing that you have conditioned within yourself that perhaps the greatest benefits of achieving your goal. You have conditioned yourself to have a don't quit attitude. How do I know this? You simply could get to this point in life if you quit easily. Life has been too hard, too challenging, too busy, too stressful for you to throw in the towel, and it just isn't worth it. But that is not what you pressed through the challenges and always kept the value of your goals before you. It wasn't easy, but you did it. It is the higher capacity to persevere that will benefit you in the future. Sometimes even more than what you acquired in the past few years. I thought of this during a recent, I'll keep that. Okay, Liberty is the largest university in the world, and yet it is only about 5 decades old. When you walk on campus, you are amazed at the growth and the size of the school's vision. The place is enjoying and has enjoyed success. The founder of Liberty was the late Dr. Jerry Falwell Sr. The university owes its success to Falwell's tenacity, building the school over the years. When you study the history of the institution, you do not find a story of easy success. You read the challenges and struggles, many which could have downed the school in early days. Why difficulties not down the school? But Falwell led the organization never to quit. He regularly preached a message entitled "Dead." In that message, he argued that life problems, and you will never get out of problems. He stressed that the Bible never promises a life free of challenges. On the contrary, the scriptures speak of finding God and kingdom opportunities in the midst of us. He preached that problems are necessary for spiritual growth. Dr. Falwell used to have a plaque in his study that read, "Life is filled with glorious opportunities, brilliantly disguised as insoluble problems." That is a powerful word and one you should consider. You too, after you complete your goals, glorious is disguised as insoluble problems. Front those and push through, trusting the problems. You are not a quitter. Okay? Remember that. You are not a quitter. Okay. So you have proven that over the course of your journey in attaining your goals. I'm getting to that 5-minute time now, and I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I always remind you to keep your lamps full, and to stay booted and suited, especially in this present evil age, and the things that are happening, and as things seem to be growing darker. But what did we just talk about? We can go through anything. We can go through anything because the Lord is with us. He walks with us. We can get through it, and we get stronger. We get stronger, and that makes us where we can achieve just about anything as long as He is with us. He gives us strength. So yeah, stay booted and suited. Keep your armor on. Keep an armor. What I told you, what I read, what a champion is. Champion has battle-tested, bloody armor, and we are cut out for that. We are cut out for that. And I'm going to leave you with this question. Becoming a champion for Christ. Do you have what it takes? Do you have what it takes to become a champion for that? Next time, this Octane, and next week.